One of the things I can do next is just go right over to the right and start a calibration. I also could go to my main dashboard, hit the new button that's ever present and contextual, and start a calibration from there, and start typing my A.6, confirms that. I'm hitting the tab key to confirm these different result factors. So those are a couple different ways you can create a new calibration. You can enter it. If you had that barcode to scan on that field, you could simply go to the asset that you've already searched for and click the button to start it right away. In this case, now we're talking about, I've got the asset in front of me. Maybe I've got my 754 in front of me, and I've got my pressure module on it. I'm going to calibrate this pressure transmitter. And what am I going to do is really some of this information you can fill in. You may want to capture some detail about the calibration that you're doing, such as what is its condition, perhaps it's in good condition. Just want to capture that a flag that says it's coming to me in good condition. So again, just like our classification flags, we have some categories of information you can put in this actions box. What I just want to get right into the calibration. The calibration grid is set up with our 5 test points we wanted. It's set up ready to receive any deviations from actuals that we need to put in. And it's set up to just be my as found test, because I know I want to go through my as found testing first before, just in the case of doing an adjustment, I want to do my as left testing. So just like ProCal has auto recalculate limits and the idea of being able to deviate from your nominals, we have that right here in this interface as well. The idea that, okay, I'm going to keep this as my 0 point and everything was okay there. And you can see the immediate color-coded feedback and remarks per test point that we can make that gives you an indication that everything's good with that test point. I'm going to move on. And let's say in this case, what if I only hit 23 PSI? Okay, it recalculated my output, slightly different from 8. It's a little bit down because it's a linear correlation to the output range. But I'm going to put that as 7.67. Okay, no problem. But I'm going to go through, maybe I've got some problem here. So my high limit is 12.88. I'm going to say this hit 14.2 and it's red, So we've had that bad value and we're just going to continue on and see how we do with the rest of that calibration. So I'll go ahead and put that 16. Again, I'm just hitting the tab key to go through that. So in this case, whether I had that value in or out of spec, things like that. I can also reset this in case, whenever you reset it, it just assumes the nominals there. Because I have this automatic setup, and when I first started, it's really incomplete. I just started the calibration. And I'm going to let this determine my status automatically. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. That's where I'm at in this thing. I'm actually going to mark it as in progress as well, right? This is my record status for that result. These are all configurable. And you can see, because I don't have an as left test yet, my as found is my as left, and my as found test failed, automatically it's determined I'm failed, right? I'm failed at this point. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go make some adjustment. Maybe I've made a heart adjustment. Maybe I've set the span. These are some flags that can be useful for down the line for searching and reporting. I know my humidity and all that's good. And maybe what I've gone is I'm going to go and do my as left. And I copy those readings to start with by default, but I'll go ahead and just capture the new readings that I have, 4, 8, 12. Okay, now. So now I should be able to come back in here and see that my as found failed, my as left is passed. I have some standardized comments in my action box that informs the system as to what I've done in between my as found and as left. And I know I was using my fluke, so I'm going to go ahead and go to my select test standard. Again, you don't know if you might have your serial number in front of you. You've got to go find that DPC calibrator, and maybe I use some if I have any modules in here. I don't have any modules, that's okay. So if I had a pressure module, I'll be able to find that right away. And I can reset that. I could also do an advanced search. So I'm going to just pick a couple test standards here, select them. Again, this is great for reverse traceability. I want to make sure I have that on my certificate. I can also just make some remarks, found in good condition, but adjusted, approved. And I'll go ahead and mark that as submitted. This is something I can use as a status saying, I think I'm finished with this calibration. I'm ready for someone else to potentially review it or what have you. So now that I have that result, my most recent result at the top, One of the next things I can do in this overall workflow is to go ahead and go right to the certificate icon. I could double click and see some of the details here on the left toolbar. I can see that information in a detail view, but I can just go ahead and click that, and it's going to generate my certificate in that other PDF format right in that other window. So that's something that's easy to share, easy to save, easy to print if necessary, and shows you that all that detailed information that you captured during the calibration.